Okay, this is the microphone, I believe. I just tested it. Oh man, am I hurting today? uh, my arthritis is hurting. Everything hurting. Arthritis is hurting. Let's just leave it at that. I need to get some good sleep. I need to take an Naproxen. I need to take that right now. Definitely. And I should take the rest of my medications. Whoops, that's not my Naproxen. Take one tablet by mouth twice a day. I don't know what that's for. I can't even remember what my medicine is for. Okay, I don't think I have a good memory, except I have a memory for stories and maybe conversations and things like that happened. Okay, come on. Where is the Naproxen? There it is. I don't have many left. I can get more, it's not a problem. It's not a narcotic or anything. There's a camera up there. It's the, I can't read it with the light shining. It's the it's a Logitech, one I've had a long time. It's a good camera. I mean, not as good as, some of these others, but it's a good camera. But I think it's plugged in, someplace, and I might as well, I won't do it now, but I think I should just take it off the circuit. Since it's not, I don't think it's draining anything, but so I've made a little bit of progress, and made a lot of progress and a lot of pain, shoulder pain and neck pain, back pain. I could use a good rest. I'm supposed to be taking the antibiotic or whatever for my right eye from the surgery that I had. I actually misread the instructions and didn't take it for 2 or 3 days after, I had the operation, and I'd taken it X number of times, and then I was supposed to continue on, and I didn't. The doctor wasn't too happy about that, so wanted me to continue taking it. And it's kind of hard for me to do. It's drops, that go in the eye. And this is the first time in my life that I ever used drops in my eye for anything. So, yep. And I didn't know how. I'd never done it before, and I didn't even know how to, to do it. I must have seen some people doing it, though, before. But anyway, what I need to do is, put my head up, put my head back, put it back, and then pull the, the eyelid down. And, too, when I first got it for the first day, I thought you would squeeze it and it would come out. No, it's when you put it up above, when you take the thing off and then you put it up above, it comes out drip, 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 drip. So, but here in a few days, I will have my other eye worked on, and then I should, well, of course it'll take a little while, but then I'm going to have 2 good eyes, but I want to be 63 years of age. Why couldn't I have had good eyes back when I was in grade school or high school? Well, of course, high school wouldn't have done me any good because there was no girls at the high school. And when I'd go home and turn on the television, and then I would also turn on my shortwave radio and listen to shortwave radio all the time. No girls. Um, yeah, if I could just go back, if you could just go back in time. This is the razor, and it's not. I got it on a small tripod, but it's not very secure on there. But you know, oh, I need to get some rest. I need to get some sleep. It's pretty chaotic here, all the time, especially with my son. He's a grown man, but let's see. Well, I had a baked potato and half of a tomato. Got plenty of Coke. I just finished off the last Hostess cupcake. My grown son, he eats a lot, but he cooks everything that he cooks maximum heat. And don't know how many times the place is filled up with smoke from, he cooks pizza. I don't care whatever food he cooks, he turns it all the way up. Whether it's on the range, uncovered and sometimes the smoke detector goes off. So it's just, and he won't, he doesn't really listen. He eats a lot, but then sometimes he'll cook an entire pizza and leave 3 or 4 pieces, But he probably comes back and eats those. So, when I get these eyes taken care of, this shoulder comes out of the socket. That's neat, isn't it? Yeah, sure. I have other problems that I need to take care of, the swelling in my feet and legs. Just a lot of stuff. I'm not a fan of going to, doctors unless I have to. Well, I have to, and I don't go for a lot of them. Hope I can come up with, this I think is okay. This audio, I believe, is okay. And I've got enough cameras. I need a better computer. What I need is a computer that I know is going to, do the job. And it seems like if I move anything around very much, I don't know what I'm going to get. It'd be nice to, right now I think this is working okay. And the camera is working okay. So I accomplished something, but I went through confusion and hell for a couple of days. That's part of the reason that I felt like I had Alzheimer's. I'm not sure I don't. But just a lot of pressure on me. So it's wow! I didn't realize it was so late. Oh, that's correct. 10:30 p.m. Been a long day. I guess I should end this while I think I'm on the in a good position right now. Of course, if anything happens, I think if I breathe on the wrong thing or something, it's gonna be nice to have the hardware that you plug in the microphone, it's gonna work. You do some other things and that's gonna work. Every time I sit down here, I may have had this working before, and then it doesn't work well. It doesn't work at all, or it doesn't work well. Maybe if I didn't touch anything. Now, I still think it would. That's where having a bigger, more powerful computer would help, or it'd be neat to, I've never used, any Apple hardware or software. I think that would be a good position to be in, but I don't think I'm going to be in that position. My cell phone, I'm just not comfortable with the cell phone. I'm back using the Moto, whatever that is. It's an older, version, but it's the same as the, A local friend that, a guy who's an amateur radio operator. Let's see, did I get my mail today? I don't know. I think, let's see, what day is today? My Friday. I think tomorrow. I already, I have my a friend got me after about 2 years, I think a year and a half, got me my FCC amateur radio operator's license. I paid for the thing about a year and a half. My license expired about a year and a half, I believe it is. And I went and paid a ham radio club to go ahead and notify the FCC and send the information in, and they did it. But the FCC's record-keeping system was messed up big time. Messed up. A lot of amateur radio operators are having a lot of trouble with it. I think the FCC is trying to reorganize it, but the Federal Communications Commission, there must be a lot of licenses, and they don't just do amateur radio operator licenses. Everything is licensed. Aircraft, ships, everything. Police departments, everything. So they got a tremendous database. Anyway, this friend of mine, Dick, I spent a couple of days back a year and a half ago trying to fix it, and then I just said, fuck them. I didn't say it to their, I just said, to hell with it. And then my feeling was, okay, well, to heck with it, I don't have to have the amateur radio service, but I've been an amateur radio operator for a long time. I assisted the Federal Communications Commission a couple of times in the past, years ago. Once it was when they were having in Geneva, Switzerland, where the world, whatever they call that, like the FCC is is for the United States, and then they, deal through maybe part of it might be part of fall under the international, that sounds right, International Telecommunications Union. I just rubbed my eye and I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, I helped him once during that. That was when I was asked, along with a few other people, I don't know how many other, to monitor communications that were outside of the authorized international frequencies for what, like the ships use certain bands, certain frequencies, and they aircraft and police departments, they all have their things, and you want them all operating in the bands that they're supposed to be in, and not creating interference. That could be bad, for safety and everything else. So I did that for them, and then before one of the international telecommunications unions, we were asked to transmit, and that was I was more involved in that in a way. Well, I didn't bother them too much, but I did watch when I was tuning around. I would check, is that person operating, 10 kilocycles outside of the band that they're supposed to be in or something like that, and then report some of that stuff. But so I've got a little history. Before, let's see, MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They set up a group, and that was to do some tests before nuclear blast in outer space. I think that's when Project Needles went up and there was a nuclear blast in the ionosphere. Some scientists around the world were scared. They know that something bad was going to happen, that it might stop major communications on certain frequencies by the ionosphere being disrupted or something. There was all kinds of stuff like that. And I headed up for MIT, Research Group C. That was us. And there was some nuclear weapons set off in the atmosphere to see what, that would do. People were worried about that. And then we also did some simple work of seeing what would happen on certain frequencies when a nuclear blast took, or a eclipse, or maybe is it eclipse, or I can't remember after all that time. Then the radio program that I did 3 times a week, well, it was the same show, but it was broadcast 3 times a week. Every week, a different show, but it was broadcast 3 times a week, and the frequency would change. But of course, the shortwave listeners knew, they knew that they have schedules, and they know that certain times of the year you use higher frequencies or lower frequencies and that kind of stuff. But so, including that shortwave listening and that type of stuff, I have a little history with. I haven't done anywhere near the things that some people have done during World War II and Korea and things like that. Amateur radio operators, some of them spent, hours every day. And they ran Mars, there's military amateur radio service. I was never a member of that. But they have some separate frequencies that they're allowed in addition to that. They can use their ones that we all use. But if you're a member of Mars, you can use some frequencies that the Army uses, provided you're, not just playing games or whatever you're doing, and that's like hooking people up, during Korean conflict and things like that, where the families could actually talk to their son or daughter who was in Korea or whatever, that type of thing. Amateur radio operators have done tremendous things, and the technology is, I wish I could have, my hearing is a problem. Well, I wish, in the past I did have a couple handy talkies that cost quite a bit of money to me. I think we're talking $600-700 or whatever. That could do a lot, and it was fun to use those. But with my hearing, I don't really want to engage in. Now, if there's a storm or an emergency or something like that, I would kick in if I could help. Sometimes the best thing for me would just to be get out of the way. Although I do have a lot of experience with, well, a lot of amateur radio operators do, with storms and severe weather and that type of stuff. So when an amateur radio operator dies, I think it's kind of neat, in the magazines or whatever, like QST for the American Radio Relay League or whatever. When I die, it'll list me as a silent key, all of them a silent key because of dit whatever. I think that's kind of nice. I think that's I'm not looking forward to dying. At least my arthritis hurts, but doesn't hurt that much. But I would like to think if maybe at that point I won't be thinking about anything, and maybe that'd be the last thing in the world. But I'd kind of like that, places that I've been, Missouri and Florida and Texas and places like that, and the few people who do know me, would run through the current, or, go to some thing on YouTube where somebody would, maybe every show they might list, it might be too many, I don't know, silent keys, and then, somebody maybe that remembered me would say, oh, Jim Howard, yeah, that was an amateur radio operator in Missouri, and then he moved to, I think, the East Coast, and then he ended up in, God help him, Texas. So probably those things won't matter, especially as my arthritis and everything else gets worse. Anyway, I'm going to try to get some sleep. Well, I'm going to try to get some. Last time I don't think I got it in. It's hard for me to put it in my own eye, I'm afraid I'm going to poke myself with the thing, because you have to put it up there, And this last time I don't think I did a good job of getting it in there. And it's also like, well, if you've had to put, and a lot of people, I think a lot of people for different things put drops in their eyes. They're not, so they probably know how to do it better than I do. So anyway, I tried for the first time I can make a video, and then everybody can be notified at a certain time that that's available, and then you can go there, and then you can talk back and forth to each other, and if the person who made it decides to show up, you can talk to them too. Now, of course, I've done some live streaming, and you can do sort of the same thing there. But this other is, and maybe I should just do it every time. Just mark it, instead of just making it available immediately. Maybe I should pick a time, and then people who want to get together there could all get together and tell each other how great I am. I have a feeling that probably wouldn't happen. Probably it'd be, why can't he fix, the audio so it's better and it stays at, or how come he does this or that? So, and then I would have to hunt them down and kill them, of course, Just teasing. Anyway, it's about 11 p.m. I need to get to bed. I do need to get some more drops in my eye, because I don't think I got enough the last time. Now this is the eye that has already been done, but I didn't put the eye drops in as long as I should have. I messed up reading the instructions a little bit. So anyway, thank you all very much. Give a thumbs up, whatever. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. You know, it took me, I signed up for YouTube 2005 when they started. I'd been doing it long before they came around. And after all this time, I forgot what I was going to say. I guess something about that I should go ahead and every video I make, don't release it immediately, but set it for a certain time, you know, an hour later or 2 hours later, or maybe for some, you know, special time or something. And then you could all jump in there and you could kind of talk back and forth about me. And of course, I'd be taking notes, right? Did you understand that? Yes. I wouldn't make bad remarks. I might be crazy. Nah, I wouldn't care. Or would I? Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hope the audio is good and everything works out for this video. Thanks a lot.